let's have an honest chat about something that I think a lot of us quietly struggle with, our connection with our prayer. Why does it feel so hard sometimes? And more importantly, how do we even begin to fix it?
You say you're busy?
But you find yourself scrolling for hours.
Let's just be honest with ourselves for a moment.
It's not really a lack of time, is it? It's a matter of priority. And look, this isn't about guilt. It's about getting to the real heart of the issue so many of us are facing. So let's talk about that time. Where does it actually go? I think the numbers are going to be a bit of an eye-opener.
On average, adults are spending a staggering 5.25 hours every single day on their smartphones. So when we say we don't have maybe 20 minutes total for all our prayers, but we somehow find hours for our phones, it becomes really clear. This isn't a time management problem, it's a priority management problem.
And here's where it gets really, really interesting. Our digital habits are, and I mean this literally, rewiring our brains. They're making prayer harder. Our attention span has shrunk to about 8 seconds. So trying to achieve that deep, humble state of focus in prayer, what we call khushu, becomes a massive challenge. We're training our minds for these short, 30-second bursts of content, when prayer is all about deep, meaningful connection.
So this brings us to a really fundamental point. Before we can fix our prayer, we have to fix how we see it. We need to completely reframe our understanding of what Salah even is.
The word Salah itself, it comes from the Arabic root for connection. It's not a chore to just take off a list. Think of it like this. It's an appointment, a direct one-on-one meeting with the creator of the heavens and the earth, scheduled 5 times a day, specifically for you. And just listen to this beautiful statement from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The coolness of my eyes is in prayer. You know that phrase, coolness of the eyes? It's an old Arabic expression for something that brings you deep, profound peace, joy, a total sanctuary. For him, prayer wasn't something to get through. It was a refuge to run to. Okay, so if prayer is supposed to be our sanctuary, what's its actual purpose in our lives? The Quran gives us a crystal clear answer, and it also doubles as this incredible tool for us to check in with ourselves.
This verse creates a direct link, a cause and effect. It's saying that a real, genuine prayer, one that's established properly, actually works like a spiritual shield. It has this built-in power to protect you from falling into sin. It changes your heart.
And this protection is incredibly comprehensive. It shields you from al-fahash, those shameless, obscene acts that we know are wrong deep down, and al-munkar, all the other things that are clearly forbidden. In other words, a true prayer literally helps to fix your entire moral compass. So this leads to the big question, the one that the classical scholars told us to ask ourselves. If I'm praying 5 times a day, but I don't see any real change in my character or my habits, then the problem isn't with Allah's promise in the Quran. It's a sign that there's a flaw in my prayer. Maybe I'm not focused, maybe I'm not sincere, maybe my heart just isn't there. And that brings us right to the battle inside. Let's be real about why it is so difficult to stay connected, especially in the world we live in today. This struggle is real, and believe me, you are not alone in this. I mean, we are living in an age of constant distraction. We struggle with khushu, that deep focus, and then there's the guilt cycle. We miss a prayer, we feel awful, and then Shaitan jumps in with those whispers. You're a hypocrite. You're not good enough anyway. And he uses that shame to make it even easier to miss the next prayer. We fall into this trap of perfectionism, thinking that if our prayer isn't perfect, it's not even worth doing. So we know the problem, we know the struggle. Now, how do we start to fix it? The good news is it's not about some giant, overwhelming spiritual makeover. It's about taking small, practical, and most importantly, consistent steps forward. Here's a super simple 3-step framework. Number 1, just pray on time. That's it. Build the habit. Don't worry if it feels robotic or imperfect at first. Just show up. Number 2, learn the meaning of what you're saying, even if it's just one verse. This turns it from just words into a real conversation with Allah. And number 3, and this is so crucial, choose consistency over perfection every single time. I want you to really let this sink in. Prayer isn't about being a perfect person. It's about returning. It's about coming back to Allah again and again and again. Even when your prayer feels messy, even when you feel totally disconnected, even when you're full of doubt. Allah still wants you. The door is always open. And finally, I want to talk about why this fight, this struggle, matters so much in the grand scheme of things. Because the prayer that we are working so hard to connect with in this life is the one thing that will stand with us in the next.
Imagine the day you are placed in your grave,
When the footsteps of your loved ones fade away, and you are left in complete darkness, in total loneliness. Narrations tell us your Salah will come to you. It won't be an action anymore. It will appear in a beautiful, luminous form. It will stand guard at your head, and if any punishment tries to approach, your prayer will say, "Not from my direction. There is no entry here." It will be your first line of defense. In a world where everything and everyone eventually leaves, our friends, our family, our money, our status, your prayer is the one thing that remains. So let's leave it with this thought. Don't abandon the one thing that will never, ever abandon you.